Welcome back to Red Sky City. Welcome back
to the dark future.
If you're just joining us, essentially you missed Jerax violating the crap out of Monarch's patient privacy, among other things.
You don't get that with me. Not in the underground bunker.
This is a dystopia. So, our heroes have gathered. They've had a chance to collect their thoughts. They've cracked the secret of the massive amounts of information that were sent to Oro, clearly as indicating that Oro was onto something sinister. Exactly what this huge amount of Continental Brand's information needs, unclear. Natalie is in the process, and we're going to come back to this, of narrowing down this information to find evidence or information that could lead to the ship that transported the Arasaka employees, whose brains were all removed with Soul Killer, who are now underground in their secret bunker. On top of all of this, Double or Nothing, a local vigilante, has asked Monarch to go to the TOTENTANZ bar in order to set up a meeting of the minds of a group of different combat gangs who are all dedicated to trying to keep the peace and keep innocent folk out of the struggles of the combat zone, since those gangs, the booster gangs, have been thrown into utter disarray by a series of events, including the death of Pagliacci, leader of the Bozos, the death of Babylon, leader of the Red Chrome Legion, the death of Rex, the fixer who used to keep the peace in the area, the disappearance of Royal, the Solo who used to keep the peace in the area. All of these events are completely unconnected and have nothing to do with our heroes. So, TOTENTANZ is an infamously tough bar. A huge body count, just, wild place. It's been advised that you show up with muscle, and furthermore, Jim Fingers has a plan of his own involved. So while Monarch is fitting these neural plugs and figuring out how to use this new smart gun, and the team has a chance to convene and form a plan of their own.
I mean, the first thing that I would do as well before meeting at Tatooine, I would like to I'd like to get in touch with the top people from Rex's organization, because I assume that at least normally when you have a fixer of that kind of size, things aren't just done via one person. They're kind of delegated down a little bit. Okay, Rex is in charge, but there's one guy who's in charge of like the military aspect of it, or at least like the enforcement, which would have been Royal. He's disappeared. But there's also other people that are involved in other stuff. Like one of them is a bit of an envoy to one of the camps. One of them knows more about this area of the city. They have different people for different areas or different parts of the job. Those are the people that I want to try and get in touch with beforehand, at the very least, to just air this proposal out to them and invite them to the meeting. But best case scenario, I want to get them on board before we get there.
How much are you telling people?
What do you mean by people? Like the people to get in touch with these top people, or the top dogs of Rex's prior org themselves?
Essentially, are you telling them, hey, let's, shadow puppet Rex? Are you in? Do you want to hang out with these sort of big players in the combat zone? What's your general approach here?
Okay, my general approach would be not that direct. But say I'm talking to like one of Rex's top people that I previously would have known of, but maybe hadn't talked to that much. I'd approach them and see where they're at the moment, where I'm assuming that most of them are in a worse state, generally speaking, in terms of like the power that they currently hold, because there's a bit of a vacuum and other people would be getting in on it, in terms of the like peace involved too, because normally when there's a power vacuum, a lot of the different people that were at that secondary tier in Rex's org are probably trying to have their own power struggles of their own. And so I'm trying to go to them, gauge roughly where they're at, and if they're having a worse time of it, I'm going to try and sell them on a better idea of like them being back to their former level of power and making it really good for them financially speaking, giving them more power than they previously had because there is that vacuum, saying that I've got, as the fixer who's closest to Rex's territory, I can use my influence to make sure that they have a very good time of things if they're on board. Not working under me, but working as part of a cooperative with the other people that were previously under Rex. The idea that I'm pitching is less puppeteering and more a cooperative. Like these guys would be working together without somebody leading them, but as more of like a joint group.
Okay. Why don't you roll a bribery check, a streetwise check, and a human perception check? And we're gonna take
Okay.
that bundle to tell you what's up.
All right, let's go for bribery first.
This is pretty good.
21. I mean,
Wow! 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 Wow!
these guys are persuaded by the money.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
Human perception and streetwise.
Are you eating an apple while you're negotiating?
I'm eating kibble while I negotiate.
Ah.
I always,
Power play.
yeah, I just crunch in on the worst flavors of kibble possible. So they know that I'm a man that isn't perturbed by anything. I can go through the absolute worst and still come out the other end.
What would be a bad flavor combination with apple? Apple's such like a generally good flavor.
It is, yeah. I mean, what goes really badly with apple? Like, mint?
Apple mint sage one?
Yeah,
I
apple
think
mint
you're right.
sage. Yeah, that sounds particularly atrocious. Actually.
Somebody could pull that off. Someone
think?
has tried. Someone has tried that.
So
Yeah.
apple mint chive, apple mint. It's one of the what is
Okay,
the
now we're
small-
talking.
apple
Chive.
mint scallion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Apple mint.
Okay. Apple mint scallion scallops.
Mm.
And turmeric.
And turmeric. Okay, now we've created a monster. Perfect. Give me streetwise as well.
Yes.
Mm.
Not
Good
bad.
lord.
Not bad. So
Yeah.
the primary way that Rex kept the peace was by having a bunch of solos under his command. Royal might have been the top dog, but he kept a lot of other solos under his authority. He worked with other fixers in the area as well, but a lot of his fixer contacts, like he always projected this air of the gangs respect me and the gangs will listen to me because I control the balance of power. You've just discovered that's mostly crap. There's a little bit of truth to that, but primarily he knows a lot of badass solos and he sends them in to frag people and keeps the peace by the threat
Okay,
of
so-
violence.
As I learn this, Joe, I'd also like to thread another little narrative in here.
Mhm.
And the one that I want to do is, it's a bit like Inception. I don't want to outright come and say it, but I want to plant this idea in people's minds that it was probably Royal that killed Rex.
Mhm.
I want to, like almost like it's a rumor, like I've heard something somewhere that, did anyone see Royal after Rex died? That's so weird. Like normally, I would have thought from my interactions with him that Royal was the kind of guy to lay his life down for someone like Rex. They always seem so close. I mean, weird things can happen when someone gets that close to power. And then nothing else, just let it simmer in their heads, that kind of thing. Where I'm trying to plant the seed so that if Royal ever does come back, these guys are suspicious of him rather than welcome him with open arms as like the boss solo again.
Okay. Let's do it this way. Let's do conversation. And then let's do... Oh, I had this a moment ago. Persuasion.
Sure.
Yeah. Conversation and persuasion. Give me that. It's a good tactic.
Conversation.
Conversation. Roll a conversation check.
An
please.
18 in conversation.
But what about your conversation, dude?
Well, let's try the suasion part of it. 16.
very
in
Oh,
as
suasive.
You
well.
are
Very
a conversation master.
All right. I mean-
Conversuaded.
It is pretty sketch because Royal was always like he knew which side of his bread, the thing with the bread and the butter and which side of it is which.
Sure.
He was completely on top of that, unlike me. So it is weird that he did that, and people are wondering like, was it just was he playing the long game? Did he go off the edge? Is he a cyber psycho? Like, what's his deal? That was one hell of a backstab. Not that loyalty is easy to come by in Night City, but what the hell, man? So you're starting to get that out there, and that's definitely going to do harm for Royal's job prospects because you need to trust that while a solo is on your payroll, they're not going to stab you in the back. At the very least, don't screw your employer. So you've got that out there. You've got that whispering over drinks and, in the shit-talking dark web forums that people have set up. Excellently done. Well done.
Mm.
Now, it is important to show up in force. So, do you or does the rest of the party, I want to check in with the rest of the party. Have you been working on anything? And as this plan to go meet with Double or Nothing and a few other gang leaders is formed, how's everyone else responding to this? Let's start out with Jerax, and then we'll go to the Monarch, and then we'll go to Natalie.
Well, we need a display of power, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So, wouldn't the rumor of the crazed ragtag group of unusual players who have just invaded Night City out of nowhere and taken over vast, or not even taken over, just outright dismantled some of the hardest and toughest and meanest gangs? That's quite a say, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a say. And I kind of want to spread the rumor of the crazed surgeon who looks cool, calm, and collected, but internally actually has a mono katana for some reason that he pried from the dead hands of the Red Chrome Legion leaders after she tried to blow them both up with a grenade. And they're joined by the one and only righteous Monarch, his gleaming head shining and deflecting any bullets that come by, and his inability to kind of differentiate between friend or foe and them shooting them in the face makes him a bit of a loose cannon. And of course, there's Natalie as well, the corp, the suit. But is she really a suit? What's her background? Is she possibly from the Nomad families? She somehow has a knack for murdering hundreds of people with vehicles. Where did she obtain these skills? It's crazy. And then Jim Fingers, has he secretly been the puppet master, pulling the strings all along?
Yeah, your
Then we
rumors are
roll
really
up in
going to
an
keep
ice
us
cream truck.
under the radar.
Roll up in an ice cream truck.
Well, like that, but a little bit more, a little bit
Almost
more
said in the
subdued.
chat.
You know, I want there to be a rumor permeating throughout the gangs of like, who the hell has caused this chaos? And then when we show up, when we roll deep with Natalie in a suit, me wearing my lab coat with the cyber arms, Monarch with his smartwear, and Jim Fingers looking like kind of like a scrawny landlord of Mr. Bean, I want them to know that it was us. You know, I want them to know.
I'd also these solos that I've been talking to that were priorly under the payroll of Rex. I want to formally extend them an invitation to this meeting as part of our posse to come and discuss things further. And I would, talk about the fact that if the meeting goes well, then we would continue, and they'd be, they would. I don't really want to say on the payroll because I'm not trying to say that they would be underneath me. Just they'd be one of the main players in Night City.
Okay, there's a bit of a tension there because while a lot of them had regular work beating the crap out of booster gangs and keeping the peace, some of them are kind of excited for other stuff to do. You know, this is a messy job, and Rex kept them paid well for it, but at least some of them are going to show up and they're going to listen. If nothing else, you know they're going to listen.
I would also write down the names of the ones that were enjoying this chaos a little too much because we may need to crush them and take them out.
All right.
If this cooperation is actually formed, we are going to need to crush the people who thrive in chaos. We will need to exterminate them.
So first we take over the gangs, next the conspiracy. We just take on the conspiracy. Whatever they're trying to do, we just take it for ourselves.
Why not? That's always been our plan in the past. We went and got we just attempted to get the database and instead found a bomb and we just took it and sold it. So that tracks.
I like how the team doesn't really like understand the extent of the conspiracy or who they are or what they want. They're just like, all right, whatever they're up to, we're gonna yoink that shit.
It's ours now.
I'm here for it.
You made this conspiracy? I made this conspiracy.
Perfect. All right. Well, there's a lot to do to move amongst the solo community because again, TOTENTANZ is mostly a booster bar. But if they were badass enough to go up against the booster gangs before, it's the sort of place you show up with a chain gun over your back so that nobody messes with you, right? So you've all been doing a lot to plant the seeds of your arrival and to set the scene and to get all the major players in this death metal bar. Does the Monarch have any prep work to do aside from testing out the shiny new toys that he got?
Oh yeah, no, he's really excited about that. But he's gonna make sure that the rocket launcher is strapped to his back,
One
invisible,
shell
so
left,
everyone
right?
knows. He's gonna walk in with the shotgun, in a really cool way, just strapped over his, draped over his shoulder. Just a casual way. Actually, this is typically how he walks, in most communities. But
Nothing new.
this time around is yeah, it's nothing new. And yeah, and I'm gonna, just tell the group, guys, I think everyone should just like wear black. Just like look menacing. Okay. I don't
Like a
know.
team uniform?
Sure, Natalie. Like a team uniform. Find the most menacing piece of clothing that you possibly own.
Mm.
That isn't a blouse.
What is the
Okay.
most menacing piece of clothing? I am excited to find this out.
Can my skin weave have like a cosmetic effect? Can I apply like a $20 skin to it?
Yeah, you can do that.
Can it like kind of look
You
like
look like the doc.
You're gonna have to pick up
Oh,
a
ninja.
few. You're gonna have to pick up a few loot boxes and hope the right one drops. But yeah, you can do that.
I kind of want to roll up, not wearing the lab coat, but just like the tank top, the cyber arms, the gun show on display, and the
Mhm.
skin. I want the nano weave to look kind of like. I want it to just look like carbon fiber, basically, with my one red glowing eye, just looking like an absolute crazy bastard, just rolling in here. That's what I kind of want to go for.
Cool. Natalie, what's the most intimidating piece of clothing that you own? Like if you're
I
dressing
have
up
a
to
blazer with shoulder pads.
the power move.
And of course my upgraded like my cyber glasses that have that extra
Mhm.
name
Hmm. I guess that'll work. Just like don't express your love for Continental. Okay.
Are we talking about Continental? Where we're going?
Well, just if it comes up, just don't gush about kibble. You're probably gonna get murdered.
Gosh,
Okay.
about kibble.
Well, you kind of do, and then you'd like that crappy coffee, just not really good.
We
Yeah, I don't
don't
know.
we don't mean to be insulting, Natalie. All Monarch's saying is the less any of us talk, the better. We want these guys to come to the same conclusions that we've already come to without making too much of a fuss.
But the coffee sucks, though. Am I right, guys?
No,
I mean,
no,
I'm not
no,
the
no,
only
no,
one
he's-
here that doesn't.
He's
feel
wrong.
like-
Natalie, he's wrong. He doesn't understand.
It's personal taste, isn't it? It's subjective.
Yeah, it's all
at the end of the
personal
day.
taste.
Okay, Natalie, don't worry. You know what? You're right. You guys, I'm so sorry. I was thinking about another one from like some lesser tier brand. You're right, Natalie. The
Yeah.
coffee doesn't suck. And then he looks at Jerax and Jim. He goes,
I'm just applying carbon fiber paint to myself.
you
Just
know,
like just whatever, however I apply this, however I make my nano weave look like carbon fiber. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like look mean.
Jim is shaking his head and looking down as Monarch just hard winks at him like, oh my god, I've gone into business with someone who's tactically good but has no tact. How is
yeah,
that?
I couldn't wink with my cyber with my eye thing. So or whatever I have, like whatever crap. So yeah,
You roll your cyber optic eye around.
yeah. This is my role, But yeah. All right, I'm ready to go. If you guys are.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, there's something in my head that wants to make this incredibly elaborate. Like we set up something in the bar so that the Red Chrome Legion attack and we take them out to show our superiority or something. But at the end of the day, keeping it simple is probably much better.
I don't think that's going to work with these people. Let me just, Jim, while you have a great mind for manipulating people, and dare I say, you probably manipulated me as well a few
Never.
times.
Never. I wouldn't do that to my friends.
But, sure. But, here's the thing. You roll up in this joint. It's a pretty serious business. All right. The combat zone's no joke, as I'm sure you guys all know. And while we have been in the thick of it, yes, we did murder a group of clowns. Yes, we did blow Rex up.
Don't, by the way, don't mention any of that. No mention of any
yeah.
previous jobs that we've done, apart from the cheese heist. If you really want to mention anything, only cheese.
But we basically, the point that I'm trying to get at here, guys, is that we've done some really fucked up shit. Okay, so we should be all right. All right, we're like, I know we don't want to share anything, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just everyone, just follow my lead. All right, I know what I'm doing. This is my world, and let's just do it. And I would just wish we had a better car than Natalie's smart car, but
Don't we
I,
have
I at least got my
motorbikes?
motorcycle.
You have 3 motorcycles in your motor pool at this time. How
Should
many of
we-
those
So
are?
buy me a new car.
Wait, if we roll up and we're like, no, we didn't have anything to do with the Red Chrome Legion dying on their motorbikes, I don't think that would work.
No. We can. That's the Red Chrome Legion thing is fine because those guys are just trouble causers. What I'm specifically talking about here is Rex and Pagliacci. That we caused
they-
this power vacuum, so we need to not admit to that.
I mean, the Red Chrome Legion is part of that, though.
The Red Chrome Legion is, but we can get away with that. Also, it's impossible to deny because, like you said, we're rolling around on their motorbikes and you have the mono.
How about we just park the bikes a little further out? They get stolen.
we
They get
just-
stolen.
listen,
No, we
can
should just own up to that.
I tell you what, we just imply. We let it be implied. We don't have to be insecure. We don't have to come out there saying, yeah, we killed them. We can just imply.
Yeah.
that we
Just
killed
wear your
them.
monokatana pretty evidently. We rock up on the motorcycles. That's all fine. Just no mention of Rex. You're gonna fuck my plans over if you talk about we killed Rex, we killed Pagliacci, we failed to kill Roy, any of that stuff. That
You got it.
particular aspect of the mission, zip, nada.
Talk about Rex. Got it. All
No,
right, guys, let's
Matt,
go.
By the way, I'm bringing Jonah. He comes everywhere with me. So.
Oh yeah, yep. This definitely sounds like
Oh,
a
yeah,
place
Jo-
where you should have me with you, Miss.
Yeah, no, Jebediah looks strong. You know,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
He's got
you
like
know-
a really tight, like black turtleneck, like he's ready to like old school '80s rob a house
Like
on,
The
and,
Rock?
like a knit cap. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
I was thinking that image of the Rock wearing a really tight turtleneck, just leaning against the cabinet.
Yeah.
with a fanny
The
pack.
fanny pack.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Everyone
where
that
Greg
I've
doesn't like talking about it.
everyone I've ever seen called Jeb is a real, true powerhouse.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but because he
He's flat.
is like a protector and like bigger than me and maybe a little stronger than me, I
Maybe.
just say I don't say his name.
Mm.
I don't acknowledge him. I actually have a list of J names and that is what I'm calling him. So, we call him probably like Josiah, Jackson, Joseph.
This is like
Something.
this is an insecurity thing, right?
Mm.
It is. It is.
Huh.
The monarch, despite his incredible ability to protect and murder so many people, is quite insecure. So
I could never have told,
Shut up.
up.
he'll shoot you in the face.
yeah. I don't know if you've heard that one a few times, but I will.
I'm ready to go to this meeting.
All right, how many bikes are you taking? You got the smart car, and you got 3 bikes, and the smart car can comfortably hold 2. Any more than that, and like somebody's not wearing a seatbelt.
Well, I'm taking my bike.
Mm.
Yeah, and then the smart car just stays a little further behind, Just
Jonah like stuffs his shoulders into that. Yep, ready to go, Miss.
I rev up as soon as we're going and get immediately in front of Alex's bike. And
no.
that's where I live.
Uh,
The whole drive.
does Monarch object?
Yeah, I just accept it. I
Okay,
think that
good.
perhaps it will be insane for me to try. Like, I think it's more insane that we rolled up with a smart car leading the pack while this music's playing.
It is insane,
That I
isn't it?
think-
Natalie
yeah.
music.
The Natalie music.
This is like tiny little smart car with flames painted on the side, and there's still some dents from and a blood stain that's just hidden right underneath the hood. The top part got
Yeah,
clean,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's a little bit in there that's
There's
not.
like a couple fingers in the grill.
Perfect.
Jeez.
Because I was gonna
I
say
feel it.
you could roll opposed drive land vehicle checks if you really wanted to, Monarch.
she'll beat me. I'm not gonna do
God,
that.
that'd be fun. Though.
I know my limitations when it comes to driving right now.
All right. So, the team heads out, take some of the major highways up through Little China, around the edge of the old bank block, directly into the hot zone, the worst of the worst, where some of the roads are still blocked off. There's water mains leaking all over the place, just burned out, charred rubble, people eyeing you from the shadows. A lot of this area still hasn't been rebuilt. To TOTENTANZ, right at the edge of the hot zone. This is a rough place. And as you get closer, you can hear the music just absolutely blaring. The actual bar is primarily on the third floor of this abandoned factory, and it's yeah, let's go there.
Not a fan of this.
Roll on up. You can just hear the death metal streaming out. You're welcome to enter the premises.
All right. I'll go in first.
All right, there's a big. You can hear music just streaming. As you walk up, you hear a gunshot blare out, and an arm goes flying out the door, still holding a cheap, terrible pistol.
I don't flinch because that's a Tuesday.
Where are you
Natalie
going?
holds both of her arms close.
In here, how do I get inside of this?
Hang on, let me. I didn't do the interior lighting.
Monarch just walks off to an alleyway.
I'm trying to find where we are.
I love that. He's scouting around the back. He's scouting around the back.
Oh, these are cargo containers right here. A couple of cargo containers. There's an industrial robot here that looks completely deprecated. It's been long since like all the copper's been torn out of it. It's just completely shut down. You got a dumpster. The inside of the old abandoned factory is in here, and people are thrashing. There's a blaring music coming from up above. All sorts are running around here. They're wearing different colors from different booster gangs. A lot of them are heavily cybered up. They're all on all sorts of different substances. You can smell the smell of piss, vomit, and smash, because beer isn't really a thing anymore. It's this much more chemical, acid smell raging through here. And there's a couple of boosters in a fight over in the corner. They both got rippers, cybernetic claws. They're going at each other. Everyone's ignoring them as an intestine spills out onto the ground, and the guy just gets shoved behind the drone and you can't see him anymore. It is loud. It is violent in here.
Feels like home. All right. I'm going to head inside and look for Double or Nothing.
All right. You see her up at the top. She's sort of standing up on this platform above the mess and the bloodstains and everything.
I make my way over to Double or Nothing with the crew behind me.
Yep. Jonah glues himself to Natalie, just doing his best to project, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. A couple of people jostle into you. There's a mosh pit over in the corner. You trip over somebody. Are they dead? Are they passed out? Could be either, honestly.
All right, well, I approach Double or Nothing and give her the good old Joey Tribbiani. How you doing? Just to start conversation. Not in a like a I'm interested way, but more in of a inquisitive manner.
No, for sure. Though, what's up? I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell her meat eye is on you, but her cyber eye is absolutely patrolling the room. She'll reach out to shake your hand, and her extra arm underneath has a gun drawn and is aiming it like under your arm at anybody who's approaching. She welcomes you in. So some of the guys are still on their way over. A lot of hubbub recently. Something about Royal getting around.
Yeah. Well, actually, while I have your, I have you here. It doesn't really seem like we're going anywhere. Want to introduce you to my crew. Here we got Jirax Ashwater.
We've already met.
You've met Jirax?
I mean, we literally both met.
Yeah, you were all here at that thing, right?
Yeah. I figured I'd do like a more formal introduction thing, Might
I think
as well just get
Natalie's the
everyone
only
going.
one that she hasn't met.
Yeah. And you haven't, and you know, Jim,
And
you know,
Jonah.
Mr. Fingers over here. We got Jackson in the back. And this is Natalie. This is actually Jackson's, well, Jackson's protecting her. So it's pretty serious business. But anyway, yeah, this is Natalie Smith, the car killer. So
Double looks the suit up and down. She's wearing a poncho and rain gear that's just covered in completely unnecessary spikes. The poncho makes it really easy for her to hide the extra arm so that, again, she could be, oh yeah, nothing going on here. Then another arm pops out to shoot you under the bar, sort of thing. So here she is, and surrounded by all these whacked out cyber psychos, and just, hi, I'm Natalie. Nice to meet you. So she gives you a look and says, all right.
yeah, she may not look much, but trust me, yeah, she's got some mental problems. So, really just not up there,
I feel
Poor
better.
I like your poncho.
Thanks.
See?
Killed the guy for it.
You
He had
see?
it coming though.
Ooh.
Double or nothing. See, she's fucking insane. Asking about your poncho. Insane, right?
This guy said I liked it. I'm relating to her. Do you know him very well, actually? Because Miss Double or Nothing, if you do, I have a couple questions.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah, was it like a baby thing when his parents dropped him on his head, or was that like a recent thing?
We don't go that far back.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, but, like, see, she's insane. She's asking about all these, historical facts. I'm telling you, man. Watch out, she'll blow you up. Anyway, so
I'm gonna tell you something right now about women. She and I have already made eye contact, and we're better off than you and her are ever gonna be.
I don't doubt that. That's why
I
I'm
don't even
doing
need to
what I'm
roll
doing.
for it. You said insane twice, and we were like, mm-hmm.
And therefore,
No, I'm
cunningly,
trying to
he
talk you
cements
up.
you into the group.
I'm trying to talk you
Nailed
up
it.
so that they know that you showing up with a freaking blazer. Why would you show up with a blazer? Because you're a killer. That's why. I want them to know you're a serial killer. I'm trying to talk you up, Natalie.
More of a serial
Jeez.
killer or a spree killer? Because I thought being a spree killer was your thing, Monarch.
Yeah, but whatever. Titles and labels. I don't function in labels, Not about that life. That's why I've never been in a committed relationship for longer than 3 months.
I want
It
to
didn't end in gunfire.
I want to go to Double or Nothing and engage you in a conversation about the situation. I want to do the classic hitting the topics before the meeting actually begins, like the pre-meeting meeting.
Yeah,
that's where all of
where
the
the
main
real
stuff
business
actually
gets
happens.
done.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I want to kind of take her aside as much as is possible. I'm sure she's still aware and has like a group looking
Yeah.
out for her. But I want to like make my way up the stairs and firmly into the area whilst distracting her. Well, not distracting her, genuinely talking about conversation of the power dynamics in the city at the moment and
All
what
right.
she believes are the issues.
Give me a conversation check.
Okay.
That old chestnut.
16.
Okay. All right. So, not only did Rex keep the gangs in line, and like there's all sorts out there. Some of them are just party gangs. All they care about is getting drunk and doing drugs and going absolutely wild. And for them, like, yeah, you don't want to cross paths with them, but they're not, looking to conquer the world. But without Rex's solos around, their parties are getting larger and they're starting to stretch out into other territory. Here's the big problem, though. Here's the main issue, is that the Dungeon Master has lost his spot in his notes.
That's
He
a big
was
problem.
I know that, like, when that happens, everything is going to. Okay, so here's the thing: the Red Chrome Legion drew a lot of disaffected people from multiple different groups, and with them up in the air, the Inquisitors are getting bold. The Inquisitors believe that cybernetics is anathema, is unholy, and that it corrupts the human spirit. And, they're dangerous if they get you alone in an alley, and they're usually pretty well armed, because you have to be if you don't have any cyberware of your own. But there's enough people of, everyone sort of kept them down because obviously Red Chrome Legion used all sorts of cyber gear. The Bozos loved making fun of them. Like they were constantly getting just awful pranks played on them by the Bozos. So with both of those gone and none of the solos to keep them down, they started crusading. They are grabbing people out in the streets who have cyberware, and normally they just take this out on other gangs. Like they've been hard up on Maelstrom. Maelstrom is heavy cybered up, and Maelstrom has a lot of ex-Red Chrome Legion in them. So those two groups are going at each other. The Inquisitors are starting to branch out of the combat zones into some other territories, like grabbing suits who have a little bit of a brain interface or a poly skin or something like that, just grabbing them and then purifying them forcibly of their cybernetics. And Maelstrom is just using explosives and heavy weaponry to blow them the hell up. That's the biggest immediate spike. Everyone else, there's a lot of situations that need to be taken care of, but those two in particular are going at it. And if the rest of us don't get them locked down and kick their asses, then the violence is going to spread.
Okay. I want to, while this is going on as well, I want to probe her for more information about what she knows about the Red Chrome Legion in terms of how, there's been a lot of conversation about them dying down in the absence of Babylon, but I want to know, like, are they aware of what happened to them specifically, and how active are they currently? What are the rumors about, like, whether they're going to spring up? The other thing I want to slip into the conversation is she mentioned Royal at the very beginning of the conversation, and I want to revisit that topic at some point as well, as perhaps tying it into the rumors that I've been trying to spread about Royal perhaps being at fault for some of the power vacuum situation that's going on.
Okay. So Red Chrome Legion, they're not dead. Like Babylon's dead, but there's some charismatic underlings who are trying to come up through the ranks behind her. And some of them are taking advantage of the fact that Babylon was very anti-government. She believed that the local governments were weak, that the Pacifica Confederation was lily-livered and wasn't establishing the sort of order that ought to be around here, and was getting in the way of legitimate enterprises, and that was sort of her shtick. Now that she's dead, people thought she went a little bit corporate. She was working with the corpos a bit, which worked fine for some of the people under her, but for more hardliners who want there to be a really strong fascist government, it wasn't working for them. So they apparently just got blown the fuck up out in Haywood. They went off on some, rob job, and somebody blew them up. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you? She glances over at the Monarch and his rocket launcher slung over his back.
I mean, considering the fact we rolled up on Red Chrome Legion bikes, and Jerax literally has a monokatana on him that I'm sure is going to come out at some point, I'm just going to do the classic gangster move of being like, we may have been in the they might have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time, whereas we were in the right place at the right time. Like not admitting it, but
not denying it either. All right, some of her gang they're gonna move together. They're gonna start kicking people off the balconies, sometimes literally. Somebody goes falling over, tries to take a swing, but he's too drugged out, just falls over. There's a loud crack, doesn't even feel it. I mean, that's what's going on with Red Chrome Legion. As for Royal, he's still around, but he was seen at the side of a couple of big tussles, and other than that, he's been laying low. I heard he got a Ripper Doc to fix him up with some new tech after he took a dip, but he's sort of gone. Nobody really knows what he's up to because he's acting completely out of character.
I'll say to double or nothing, I'm gonna say I've actually been in touch with a bunch of Rex's people recently as well to try and get that area of the city sorted again. I'm not looking to make some kind of power play. I've got my own problems, but getting that area of the city back to how it used to be would be a major boon for me. I used to get a lot of my work through Rex and that kind of stability in the city, so I've been working on that. And the more I talk to them, the more I'm concerned about Royal and his part in all of this. If you hear anything from him, please, or anything about it, let me know. I want to get in touch with the guy and see what he's up to. I feel like he's got a larger part in this than has been made out. I'm going to be more explicit to her than the subtle rumors that I've been trying to lay elsewhere.
Double looks over your shoulder. Her meat eye widens, and she says,
"Oh, fuck's sake!
Maybe you want to ask him yourself."
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Mm,
Right.
mm. Oh no!
A door in the back opens up, and some heavily armored guys with big guns come out on all sides, flanking Royal. He's not staring right at you. He's just sort of, moving. I want to talk to everyone who hasn't had a chance to do much yet. Let's start with Natalie and Jerax. Everyone is aware of the situation. Natalie, what are you going to do?
I kind of want to take a look around the room. Is this a big stack of boxes? Like, is this essentially cover that Jonah and everyone? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Jonah can't really stand there, so he's either next to you or right over here. He's between you and that guy.
So what I've actually done is I've kind of stood up on the lowest lip of something, and I'm leaning over and I'm like explaining to Jonah the whole story of like, we used to live in this apartment complex, and actually he was involved in a lot of stuff, and like just kind of running down everything about him. He's got a lot of reason to be upset with us. He might come in here and he might be doing some things, and I just want to let you know, if you don't feel comfortable participating, Jonah, you're welcome to leave at any time, and I appreciate your help in this situation. But this is just like a run of consciousness.
Okay. Bad guy. I want to kill you. Got it.
So are you gonna stay?
Did we mess up Royal? Did we?
He was very injured last time. Extremely
So let's
injured.
let's run through how many times you've met Royal. The first time that you all knew Royal before the adventure started, but the first time that you crossed paths was when he double crossed Oro and Jim in the alley outside the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
There was a big fight. Jerax almost gunned him down, but he killed Oro and he limped away into the alleyways. The second time that you ran into him, I believe, was at the Bozo's carnival, because you lured him out of hiding with Rex's help to meet with Pagliacci. You tried to crash a car into him, blow him up with explosives. He limped away. He just barely escaped because Monarch couldn't give chase. There were too many clowns in the way. There was a lot going on. He took severe bodily injury at that time and dipped. The third time you met him, he was sporting some new cyberware. He was in a flying car, an AV, and he was part of the coordinated attack on your apartment, which was one group of boosters and some Militech people in the AV led by Royal. He almost got dragged to his doom by Natalie, but just barely escaped. That is the past history of your interactions with Royal to date.
Guy, so slippery.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Are we killing him?
I might just, do I see him at the corner of my eye?
Everybody sees him. I want to hear from Jerax first and then Monarch. I know what you're thinking.
He probably wouldn't recognize me.
Not when you're all carboned up, probably not.
Yeah,
you guys have decent cover right now. Like, Jim needs to be up here in order to be having this conversation. It's possible he has not noticed you.
There's a druggie next to me? Or someone like drugged out?
Yeah, they're in fairly... Yeah, there's a dude right there.
Yeah.
Just sort of pulling apart his own skin and staring at it as the blood comes out.
Okay, that's kind of unsettling. I would make a rather unethical decision, and I would speed up this process of just kind of making him into a ragdoll. And if the going gets rough, I am going to use him as a human shield. That is my plan.
Okay, that is the plan. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Monarch. Again, the whole team is aware that Royal is in the building. Monarch.
You got a rocket launcher, right?
I am weighing right now in my mind, in Monarch's mind, he is weighing the options of whether or not he should just, because like it's fight or flight, right? For him right now. He might as well just turn around and shoot him with the rocket launcher.
How many times has Monarch...
Oh my God.
I knew that's what was coming up. I knew it was gonna be the rocket launcher. They're standing in standard fireball formation right now. But like, here's the thing with Royal. How many times has Monarch met Royal? Twice, right? Once when you were trying to kill him at the clown party. Once when he was
Yes.
trying to raid your building. You also killed your brother, but you've never had a conversation with him. This is the extent of your personal history, right?
Yes, the man has tried to kill us numerous times at this point. He killed my brother. I mean, Jim was kind of responsible too, but like he definitely killed my brother.
He did. You would also, at this point though, Monarch, have been with me on many encounters with other solos that I've been talking to, because I was taking you along as muscle. We agreed to that. Where I have been talking to people and whispering in their ears that Royal is, you know, maybe involved in some sense. Like, I feel like even if you were totally oblivious, you would have some idea that we've been trying to rig things politically.
No,
But I
know.
don't know how
I
oblivious your
all
character
this.
is.
No, it's not that. It's you have to understand. He regardless of the fact of everything, right? Like Monarch thinks Royal is never going to pop up again. I obviously know that Joe's going to use his super tuned character to try and kill us all. I'm not an idiot, but Monarch thinks that he's never going to see Royal again, so he's perfectly fine to be able to run with this rumor mill joint. But family is above all else. Even if he didn't like Monarch even if he didn't like Oro that much.
They are in fireball formation.
And they are in fireball formation.
Yeah.
But I will not shoot
What?
at Royal.
I would have
Because
shot.
Right now, I think that there's a better way for us to try and kill him. And to be frank, I kind of want to torture him.
Okay.
So that's
This
my,
went from
that's
like
my end
the
goal.
noble path to not the noble path real fast.
No, I mean, I look, if I can kill him, fine. But if I can also capture him and torture him,
Could soul kill his body.
or hurting my family,
Could test him. Could use the use him as a test subject.
You guys
probably
are
doesn't need-
psychos.
A friend for Ichiro.
he probably doesn't need those toes. And this could also be how we,
Let
do
me
our
out.
first gooch base execution. So,
Sure.
there's some
Okay.
room.
All right. So
I'm doing everything in my power not to shoot a rocket launcher at him right now, though.
okay.
You have to understand this. This
Okay.
is
It's that meme of that kid in class with all the veins. Just when it's been one episode since you shot anyone with a rocket launcher. Okay, Jim.
yeah.
What are you doing?
Jim is very quickly gonna try and plant the seed in Double or Nothing's head that the guy is here to make trouble and to try and so immediately as soon as I see him walk in, I'm gonna ask, did you invite him here?
Nope.
This smells like trouble. I'm very suspicious about this guy. I've talked to many people about him. I hope you're ready for something here. This could get real nasty.
It's TOTENTANZ. You don't show your face here unless you're ready for something.
Good point, but the others aren't here yet, so he's a little early.
I'd like to.
So I'm trying to, with
Go
that,
on,
I'm trying
yeah.
to prime Double or Nothing to already view Royal as the troublemaker rather than, allow him to even get a word in edgeways. I'm trying to pollute the jury pool.
Okay.
What do they say? That's not the phrase they use.
Contaminate? Contaminate? the jury?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep running through. So you're gonna go ahead and say that. Roll a persuasion check for me, just on the down low.
Okay.
Natalie, Jonah's gonna shove this booster out of the way and
that's
make more
powerful.
space behind. All right, you can tell she's got her extra arm like already locked in that position beneath her poncho. Jonah's gonna try to convince you to take cover behind these gigantic barrels that probably hold industrial. I would say at one point held industrial strength cleaning fluid, but knowing TOTENTANZ, they might still. The ones that haven't been shot, at least.
But that's not combustible.
Nah, no.
And sorry, you said Double or Nothing had her hidden gun trained on Royal?
Yeah.
Cool. As
Should
Jonah
roll
starts
for
shoving
that.
people, I'm gonna be like, whoa, easy. Don't draw any attention over here. That guy may still be upset with me. May.
Ma'am, go ahead and take cover right over here.
I'll be okay, Jonah. Don't worry.
No, it's my job to protect you. I insist. Hey, excuse me, sir. The guy next to him is. Sir, you dropped your pocket. The guy looks down and Jonah just grabs him. Pow!
Jonah! Back, Jonah! And I'm just like whapping him on the back.
His neck shrinks into his turtleneck with each hit. Ma'am, my job to keep you safe. Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah, so don't start anything. Just finish things.
Can do. Anything else from Natalie? It's mostly Jonah. I want to make sure you get a chance to do anything you'd like to do.
Thank you. No, I'm gonna keep an eye on Monarch and just kind of follow his lead in this situation. Just because he's the lowest common denominator for shit going down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You're the most reactive substance, Monarch. I'm sorry.
Because of that, I'm going to let Jerax go next.
Is the guy next to me like a ragdoll yet?
I mean, when you said you wanted to accelerate the process, can you describe what you're doing?
What's he taking?
Synth coke.
Like a drink?
No, like synthetic.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
No, it's
I know.
Pepsi actually. Is Pepsi okay?
Yeah. Do I have like I've got my surgical kit right on me?
Mhm.
Oh, he's like in the process of taking this.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna pry open his mouth and just pour it in.
Okay. Roll an opposed athletics check.
I'm assuming the kind of atmosphere of the bar is disguising my actions in the corner.
Oh yeah, nobody gives a
It's like-
shit. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Like, nobody cares.
Okay, athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this actually might just turn him into an absolute maniac. Oh,
Wait a
I
minute,
get
Royal.
+2 on that. Dude, I rolled so poorly.
Yeah.
Do I
You-
use my luck?
You have 3 points of luck.
No.
Okay.
Probably still worth busting all your luck. Just do it anyway. Sure, there's nothing hidden in that that question from the game master.
Nah, yeah, okay. Well, I just failed to pry open his mouth.
Yeah, like if you don't have 3 luck, then you can't beat his
Yeah.
roll, which means you cannot succeed.
Good thing nobody saw that. That wouldn't have looked cool.
He's gonna try to rip open your intestines with his cybernetic claws real quick. Can you roll a evasion check for me?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
You grab
with
him and
people
try to
here
stuff
is
his face
dangerous.
in the coke, and he just goes, "Ah!" And he tries to claw
Oh,
open your
he's gonna
intestines.
kill you.
Oh my god, you moron.
Oh.
All right,
not much, thank
you've
you.
got 11 armor, and melee weapons ignore half your armor, but that's still not good enough to actually damage you. So you're not wearing your lab coat, but like your synthetic skin weave just completely absorbs it.
Okay, okay, pal. We gotta put you to sleep. I'm gonna get out my katana and try and just like subtly stab him in the corner. I don't want to attract too much attention.
Katana!
Yeah, I don't want to attract too much attention. I just want to, and just like pull it out and just keep like stabbing, making sure like the glow of the monokatana doesn't give off too much light.
Turn
I just wanna
off the
kinda-
RGB, but
Yeah.
it's still like buzzing because it is an electric knife essentially.
That's okay.
So.
There's a lot of loud music. I'm just gonna
Oh, yeah.
go to sleep. Go to sleep. Just keep stabbing him.
Roll a melee weapons check.
Are we the baddies?
I'm trying to. I'm just losing my mind right now.
Okay.
You're having a mini
Oh, that's
battle with
pretty
someone in
sick.
the corner.
Roll monokatana damage.
I subtly stab him.
You're having a
Ugh.
minor battle with someone in a corner.
I've never been so glad to be looking the other direction.
Yeah, so he's grievously injured, and his armor is ablated. We're going to come back to you while you're in the middle. Oh no, the Monokatana has an attack rate of 2. Go again.
Yeah, he's got to do it again.
So I gotta
Really?
roll
Yeah.
to attack again.
He's got to do it again.
Roll it again.
Okay.
God, this is hilarious.
Oh shit.
Oh, what a bad roll.
9.
Yeah, I am beating that.
16. Yeah.
How does he evade that?
He just sort of moves out of the way. It's close quarters, right? And yeah, that thing can cut through a lot of stuff, but like he's going after your arms, he's in your face, he's frothing at the mouth, spitting on you deliberately, calling your mother all sorts of unpleasant things. But again, this attracts virtually no attention.
Good,
Monarch,
good.
what do you want to do?
I need someone to talk me down on this.
You have Jerax trying to murder a cokehead in the corner with a katana. And you have Jim worm-tonguing. Okay, that sounds weird. He's pulling a Grima worm tongue with double or nothing. I'm sure he can split his attention to psychologically manipulate two people at once.
The thing is, though, unless you get your RPG out, unless you literally aim it at him, I don't know whether I would be aware that you're about to shoot at him. Like I would only try to intervene once you level some kind of weapon at him. At which point I definitely would. I definitely would say, you know, wait there, wait. What? I'd kind of lean towards you and just say, oh, for God's sake, Monarch, wait. He needs to be the one that shoots at us first, and then we'll blow him the fuck up. You know, something like that. I mean, I don't know whether that would persuade you, but that's what I would go for.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually not a bad idea though. Like you can, I like you know, everyone could see that I get tense when he walks in because I'm ready. I even though I was playing it cool, calm, and collected before, seeing this man who murdered my brother in cold blood and ran away, who tried to kill us multiple times, walk in has drawn my attention to the.
I'm going to play into this as well. As I lean over and talk to him and say, we need to wait for him to fire first, I'm going to say, that man there is responsible for killing your brother, and we are going to antagonize him until he shoots at us, and we're going to blow him to kingdom come. Hell, we might even cripple and maim him first, and then torture him over an extended period of time. We could rip his gooch out. We could rip his fucking gooch out, Monarch. Just wait for him to shoot first.
Shit, that's compelling.
And then I'm going to turn back over to Double or Nothing and go like, this guy's a troublemaker. This guy's a troublemaker.
So all we've done is walk up to this woman and shit talk each other to her.
Monarch is not going to go for the shot.
Okay.
But let it be known, Joe, I will rip his gooch out. Okay?
All right. You've made good on one of your signature moves so far this campaign. Let's see if you can make it 2. Royals,
Dead or alive, that gooch is coming out.
Royal's cybernetic eye scans around the room. And locks directly on to the group of you. He holds up his hand. His guards close in around him. They kick a couple of boosters out of the way. They snarl, and his private security guards fire off several rounds of their assault rifles into the ground in a show of strength. Royal and his gang are going to step forward. 2 of the guards are going to take cover behind this conveyor belt. Royal's going to stand right out in the open. Look up. And he's going to say, heard you were talking shit.
I assume that this is directed towards me, so I'm going to reply. I'm going to... What the fuck do I even reply to that?
You can hand off to one of the rest of your team if you want. Like, anybody, feel free. You have the floor, but anyone in the team can react.
So many things.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not even gonna respond to that.
Mm-hmm.
We could enact Star Wars Episode 3 at the ending,
What?
where he's like Anakin, and we can pretend he's Anakin.
It's
Yeah,
over,
right.
Royal. I have the high ground.
I mean, we do have the high ground, but also, you know, we can try and play up that he betrayed Rex. Be like, you're supposed to bring balance to the Force. I can't remember
Yeah.
what the quote is.
I think, I think I would respond just by saying something like, I don't even know. It wouldn't be particularly witty, but something like that. Seems like there's a lot of stuff to be talked about. Royal, I'm surprised you're willing to show your face in here after creating all of these problems in the city.
Anyone else before he responds?
I think I'm just gonna say, where's your boy Rex? You just leave it at that. Let the suspicion ride. And the drop of the beat. Right at that moment.
Under a fucking ice cream truck.
Natalie's got her grenade, by the way, and she's just driving down listening.
Look, Jim, Natalie, Jarex, you back there somewhere? Sleep, sleep.
I'm just stabbing, dude. I'm just fucking stabbing.
He's gonna make another attempt to try to gut you with his claws, and then you're gonna probably murder him in the face. Roll an evasion check against his melee weapon.
Okay, now let's fucking go.
I got a 20.
Oh, jeez, that's a high roll.
Come on, Jarek.
Ooh, 10. Unfortunately, it's not enough to get through your armor because he only ignores half of your SP, and he would have to get like better than that. So, no joy.
I'll take your word for it.
Roll melee weapons.
Let's get this guy out of the way. Actually, I kind of want his body. I'm okay. Well, that is
Okay, the monokatana slips from your hands and starts carving through the outside wall.
How do you miss?
okay. Can I leave that and just start going with my hands?
Yeah, I'll allow that. Roll a melee weapon attack to just roll.
Wait, you're
brawling.
gonna leave it, as in like leave it stuck in the outside wall?
Yeah, it'll be stuck in the outside wall, but I'll pick it up later once I've killed this guy. Okay.
Okay.
Roll
Just
brawling.
kill him, Bren.
Brawling.
Mm-hmm. Because you're just trying to knock him out at this point.
Oh my god, he's so strong.
Can Jonah walk over and
Oh, he's
like,
not as
kill
strong
him?
as me.
Let's go.
Jonah could have done that, but you go
Okay.
ahead and you just crack. He rolls a death saving throw. He dies. You crack his neck.
Okay, can I collect my monogatana before we get into the climax of this episode?
Yes, you can go ahead and collect your monokatana.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Look, but yeah, Natalie, Jerax, Jim. This never had to be personal, all right? I wasn't happy about how this went down. You were good folks. You never caused trouble. It was just going to be another job. And I would have been happy to leave this fucking city behind. Things are getting completely out of control. The amount of money being thrown around, the amount of power being thrown around. This is over my head.
I'm gonna immediately respond with, it wasn't personal until you took Rex out.
Oh,
That's just immediately that.
You pieces of shit! I had nothing to do. That's the thing, though. This is the last straw. I was ready to leave all this behind. It wasn't personal till you made it personal. I got nothing left except my name. And you're trying to take that from me?
Fuck you, Royal. You're a treacherous piece of shit, and you always have been. I know what you did out there. You were the last person seen with Rex. He was the only person holding this fucking city together. We were like brothers, and you've gone and killed him.
Come out and say that to my face, bitch.
the souped up cyber dude.
Yeah. Really? That is such a fucking schoolyard tactic. Come and say that to my face, bitch. I mean,
I'm gonna interject.
I'm gonna.
I'm
go
actually
on.
interjecting, and I'm gonna go.
What,
gonna
you're just
go.
gonna walk forwards towards
And
it?
I'm gonna take my rocket launcher out, and then I'm gonna look at this fool as I make my way around the bar,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say, "Now give me." Say, "Hey, Royal, sup, bitch? You know who I am, right?"
Roll. This is a face-off. Roll reputation.
Reputation. Do I even have that?
You should.
I do.
We did this.
All
I
right.
believe we did this last time.
17.
That's not bad.
23. Okay.
That's big.
I got an answer for that.
What's your answer?
I'm just gonna shoot him with a rocket launcher.
All right. So you know me. It was like, yeah, you look like that guy I killed.
Ah.
All right.
Yeah, you see, here's the thing. The difference between that guy you killed and the guy that's standing in front of you right now is that I'm the motherfucker with a rocket launcher pointed right at you. So
Okay.
give me one good reason why I shouldn't blow your ass up right here, right now, for killing my brother.
Royal rules his options in his head. I'm going to give everybody who is not Monarch, as they stare each other down, one reaction. Let's start with Jim. Jim, what are you doing?
How far can I throw things reasonably?
We're gonna. Okay. While I look that up, Natalie, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move to the other side of cover here with
Mhm.
the intention of kind of. Is everyone with a red circle and a white background an enemy?
No, if they have a little blue dot on them, they're one of Double or Nothing's guys.
Oh, word. Okay, I'm gonna treat them as friendly now, for better or worse, and hang out right here.
Okay. Jerax, what are you doing?
Okay, this is gonna look very cowardice, but I'm assuming nobody else can see me. But I have a plan,
Oh,
and I'm
God.
gonna begin to try and
Moving
kick
his
in.
pants.
I'm gonna begin to kick in the wall of
Mhm.
where my Monokatana accidentally stabbed in to create an exit hole.
Okay. Just so that you know, there is a door right here on the map. That may not have been obvious from the
Let
map
him do it.
design.
I didn't know. I can't see. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Let him
that.
do
that's
it. Let him
that's
do
totally
it.
fair. That's why I'm saying that. So I wanted to point that out. But if you wanted to kick in the wall, that's fine too.
No. It makes way.
The
Well, it
door's
depends.
closed, but it's
Can I
you know,
kick? Can I kick through this wall, given that I've weakened it with the Monogatana accidentally, or?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm gonna give that a go then.
All right, you're gonna start kicking that in. All right. Jim, for throwing things, it's an athletics check. And
Okay.
so if you look at the ranged weapon attacks table, you use the grenade launcher. You're trying to, okay, so 26 meters, you need to roll a 17 or higher on athletics.
Oh, how does the math even work? I always struggle to understand because it's not just a flat D20 plus ability score.
It's 1d10 plus your skill, athletics, plus the related skill, which is, or the related stat, which in this case is dexterity. So 1d10.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually fairly similar.
And what do I need to roll again?
A 17.
Oh, so I would actually need to get a 10.
Right.
I have to crit in order to make that throw. So
It would
that
still
isn't a
land
viable option.
somewhere. It would still land somewhere, just, you know.
Yeah, it's a viable option for. Oh, actually, I move as well, don't I? So I could
Mhm.
actually move a little closer. What is my move again? My move is 4. That's 4 squares.
4 squares.
I could get to like here, and then it's only 20 meters. What do I need to roll for a 20, Joe?
15. And that's as good as it gets. If you miss, it's not like it goes nowhere. It just doesn't maybe go where you want it to go.
True. Okay, we're gonna save that for now, though. We're gonna save that for now. We'll maybe do that on a later turn. For now, I'm just gonna stay on the high ground. I'm just gonna basically pull out my weapon. I'm not gonna train it on him or anything. I'm just gonna get ready to shoot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Is there like a railing or something that I can take cover behind? on
Not
this?
really. Not up there. You would need to get to one of the crates that's further up to the north along this way. Oh, wrong layer. Along like here. If you were here, you could be in cover. That's 8
Okay, well
squares
then,
away. You can just haul ass if you just want to haul
yeah,
ass.
I'm actually just gonna dash basically 8 squares up to the top behind that cover.
All right.
Because as well, this kind of looks like I'm running along the high ground to be able to get to him. He told me to say it to his face.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A few things happen at once. Monarch stares down Royal with a rocket launcher over his shoulder. Royal looks back at him, trying to get the measure of the man. Is he crazy enough to do it? Natalie goes into cover. Jim runs along the catwalk. Jerax, with Monokatana in hand, is starting to kick out the wall to form an escape path. Royal begins to form a response. And then, Monarch, you see something. Step around the corner outside. Big old door that's hanging wide open. A big, red, floppy shoe comes into view.
Come on!
A single clown stands in the doorway holding a red balloon, looking you right in the eye. And then the doors drop and the lights go out. Thank you for watching Red Sky City. We'll come back next Wednesday. Are we on next Wednesday? I think we might be. Yeah, we're on next Wednesday, but we're off the Wednesday after that, I think.
Do I kick out the door?
Oh, thank God for Jerax.
Do I kick out the wall?
Roll 2d6.
I need to know.
Actually, roll 2d6 for your kicking, and then roll 4d6 for Monokatana damage to see if you've cut a good hole in this.
That's not good.
That was the kick.
That's my kick.
Roll the 4d6.
That's not bad.
19. Okay. This isn't a very thick building. I'm going to say it's thin steel. You've done 19 points of damage. You need to do 6 more points of damage to it in order to open it up.
I just want to. I just need to get outside.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to make a 3-foot diameter hole in sheet metal?
No.
Once it was
Not with the
once when I was a
Monokatana.
kid.
The Monokatana would actually do a pretty good job here because you could just cut through it. I've been watching a lot of Forged in Fire during quarantine, so this would definitely work. But yeah,
Joe, we have to talk about your obsession with clowns. Because I can't seem to get away from them. Everything I do seems to just lead me back to fighting clowns. When I swear to God, if there are bozos in Cyberpunk 2077, I'm gonna actually, with reckless abandon, kill them all. I'm gonna do it every time I play that game because of you.
Again, what I love is that I just happened to point out that, oh yeah, this world's wild. Like these gangs, there's these people who turn themselves into clowns. And then during episode 0, people kept choosing to tie their backstories to the clown gang. They latched onto that idea. And as the game master, it is my duty to make sure that whatever is engaging my players is the content I present to them. It doesn't matter what I think is important to the plot. What matters is what the players engage with. And if that happens to be evil clowns, then guess what?
You just wanted to do that again. That's what it is. You just wanted to do that.
I thought we killed all of them.
No, we didn't kill all of them. We cut the head off the snake, but the body of the snake is
You inflicted
strong.
massive casualties amongst the bozos.
Clown Hydra.
Yeah, it's a clown hydra.
Clown Hydra.
All hail Clown
God.
Hydra.
Honk
No,
Hydra.
Joe, don't write that down.
I love it.
Oh, God. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't die.
You have a rocket launcher. What's the worst that could happen?
We blow ourselves up. That's pretty
True.
bad.
That's true. That's pretty true.
Ah.
Oh, well, again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We will be back next week. We'll have a dramatic confrontation with Royal. Will it be the last one? Will he snake his way out of this? Find out next Wednesday on Red Sky City Cyberpunk Conspiracy.